Hey friends, what's up? I have another plant unboxing for you today because I am out of control. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pam. I do all kinds of videos about all kinds of things, but a lot of the things are based around saving money and generally adding to your life without, needing to be rich to do that. As you can tell from the videos lately, and just if you've known me for any amount of time, I'm super into gardening and plants, and lately that has been kind of like my replacement for therapy, because therapy is expensive. I also really believe that having plants around us and just being in nature in general, whether that nature be in your apartment or your home or out in the woods or out in a field or something, I think it just readjusts your mindset. And I have found that having these plants around me a lot and doing my yoga in the room where most of them are and just being able to wake up every morning and, check over them and make sure that they don't need anything and there's no bugs and there's no dryness. And it's just very centering for me, and I've really been enjoying it. So I had a lot of people tell me that they want to have plants, but they're not totally sure because they've killed plants in the past and, people think they have a brown thumb or whatever. I'm going to do a video on plants that are easy to care for, ones that I have found that I've been able to neglect. So if that's something you're into, I will do that soon. There's also a ton of videos on YouTube about that already. It's definitely not a unique subject. So if you're interested and you don't want to wait for my slow ass, just go Google it. Because I unboxed these plants a couple of weeks ago as I'm filming this now, I'm going to cut in footage of me actually opening them. I didn't stick with just that footage because two reasons. I was in a horrible mood when I opened that because of problems that I will tell you about very shortly, and also because the lighting was really shitty. I got the plants super late at night and I hadn't really figured out a way to deal with that yet. Right now I have my 2 grow lights fired at my face and it seems to be working out pretty good, which is great because I haven't been able to film as much because it gets dark so early now. When I first opened up my box, I noticed that a lot of the paper was damp. There was some dirt loose in the box, but it wasn't a ton and I wasn't totally, upset about any of that. What I was upset about was the fact that the United States Postal Service, who I appreciate, and I'm not trying to shit on, but they dropped the ball so hard it fell through the earth and came out the other side. So I paid for 2 days shipping from Josh's Frogs, and one of the reasons that I'm doing videos on Josh's Frogs right now is A, because I have, 10 alive plants sitting in front of me, and also because their shipping is so reasonable. And when you buy plants online, a lot of times you're paying $20, $25, even $30 for shipping. Another reason I feel very comfortable doing videos and recommending Josh's Frogs is because I did have problems getting my order, and their customer service, when I did get a hold of them, it took a couple days because it was a holiday weekend. When I did get a hold of them, they were really great and really helpful, and they followed up and they asked me if everything was okay. And I feel like I had a lot of contact with them once the initial email that I sent was read. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the plant. The first ones that I opened up were these 2 little creeping fig plants. These are FICUS PUMILA. PUMILA? So this was the first plant that I opened, and I actually still have this one in the nursery pot because I wasn't entirely sure that it was gonna live. It arrived and the leaves were very dry feeling, very crunchy feeling. You can see some of my face in the video is really, really disappointed. I really wanted a creeping fig. I had seen them in other unboxings, and I just thought they were so cool looking, and I thought that mine was dead, and I was definitely pretty sad about that. There are still some more crunchy leaves than others, but it appears to be, growing some new leaves up here, so it's not dead. So that's great. The second plant that I opened was another creeping fig, and this one is really cool because the leaves look like tiny ivy leaves. This is another kind of ficus. And these 2 were part of the vining bundle that I got from Josh's Frogs. So the cool thing about this order was that I didn't really know what plants I was gonna get. If you go on Josh's Frogs website and you look on the left-hand menu, they will have a section that says plants for people. Josh's Frog specializes in, you know, terrarium plants and plants for things like frogs and, you know, little things that crawl around and jump, but I don't own. So you want to go to the Plants for People page and you can find these plant bundles, and they do a vining one and a foliage one, and those are the two that I bought. They also do a succulent one, and they have a begonia one that I'm waiting for them to restock. These were definitely the two saddest looking plants that I got after they had been in the box for 5 days. It's supposed to be 2 days. Another plant that I got was this PILEA. It's the common name is red stem tears. This PILEA is very, very cute. It has these silvery little leaves, and they have like a sheen to them. They almost look like a glittery or sparkly. This one showed up with a dead stem kind of coming off of it. There were a lot of like brown leaves on it, and I just went ahead and clipped it off. And the plant's doing great. This one's actually put out some new growth. Two awesome plants that I got that I was very happy with. They're both actually the same kind of plant, but one is the variegated one and the other one is the regular green one. These are Peperomia scandens, and they are the other two trailing plants that I got. And as you can see, these are pretty big. They've actually both put out like a set of new leaves per stem since I got them. It's been about 2 weeks, I think, since I unboxed all of these and repotted them. I did repot them immediately, and sometimes you really shouldn't do that. I mean, a lot of times you really shouldn't do that, but because they were in the box for 5 days and I figured, you know, they're already stressed out, I'm just gonna throw them in some dirt and hope for the best. And that's pretty much what I did, and so far I don't regret it. This is one of my favorite plants that I got from Josh's Frogs plant bundles. This is called a trailing watermelon begonia. It's actually not a begonia. Fancy name is Paulownia repens, and I just think this is such a cool plant. Like it's so cool. It's growing. Since I got it, it has definitely started to shoot out some more growth. I've seen more growth down here on the bottom. It seems like it's gonna bush out a little bit more. You can see where it's kind of turning toward the window because I like have been moving it around. But I don't know, it's something about this guy. I think it's probably, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites that I got in this bundle. And initially when I opened it, I was like, yeah, whatever, but I don't know. Something about it, I just love it. So this is a CALATHEA FREDDIE, and this is my first CALATHEA, and I'm pretty excited to try not to kill this. I know that some people on YouTube have said that it is a little bit of a complicated plant to keep alive. Hopefully I don't kill it. But when it arrived, it just had this one kind of brown crispy leaf. You'll see that in the cut-in footage. So far it seems really happy. This leaf here in the middle is relatively new. It was sort of working its way out when I got the plant, but it came right out and opened for me this week, so I think it's doing okay. The CALATHEAs always have these really great leaf patterns on them, and if you give it too much sun, the leaf pattern will fade out, so far so good on that. So now the two bigger plants that I got, these were like, I opened them and I was like, whoa, these are huge. So this one, when I opened it, I was a little like, uh-oh, because the leaves have a little bit of damage on them. There's some spotting on this one, which sometimes can be like a bacterial thing. So I wasn't really sure what kind of condition plant I had gotten, but it was very big and I was surprised to see how large it was.
Did you get it so big?
Hey, that's what she said.
This one is called a Little Fill. It's this like newer leaf, and this was there when I got it. It was uncurling and it just looks really nice. So I'm thinking that the plant is probably pretty healthy. It's already starting to grow some aerial roots. You can see these little shoots that grow up along the leaf. Eventually more leaves will come out of those. So right now it looks very happy. I have him out on my new plant shelf, so far so good. But this is a very impressive size plant, and this was part of the foliage bundle. And then this big mama jamma right here, you might recognize this. This is a peace lily. I already have one of these, so when I opened it, I was like, you know, like I already have one, but this one looks really healthy and like really happy, and it seems to be a little bit happier than the one I got at the nursery down the road. So that's cool. But it has lots of new growth down at the bottom, which was not there when I got it. So thinking that it's pretty happy in the window that it's in, because there's just all kinds of stuff shooting out of the soil. One thing I learned about peace lilies that kind of sucks is that these blooms right here are often kind of created in the greenhouse by giving the plant a hormone. So most likely once your peace lily blooms at home, it's probably not going to do it again, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I was very happy to get such a big plant in this bundle, even if it is one that I already own. I may end up giving one to somebody. I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it. I don't have a lot of like big plants, so kind of hoard the ones that I have. And then finally, another plant that I really did not need another one of. It's fine. But I did want another one for my bathroom. I thought that they would do pretty good away from the south-facing window in there. I'm trying to fill the bathroom up with some plants because I have a really ugly bathroom and I rent, and I just have a feeling that they're going to try to put this house up for sale in the summer, so I'm just not going to take the time to make my bathroom pretty, you know, by doing anything permanent. So right now we're just filling it with plants. So I think this plant is still kind of recovering from the repot a little bit. It was very root bound when I got it. They do like to be root bound, so it's not really a problem, but it's taking a little time to acclimate to its pot, so that's why it's a little like meh. It also needs to be watered, so I need to do that. But it came with 3 little babies on the end of it, and these plants are like crack to my cat, so I have to keep them like really up high. So the babies have been, I sort of drape them over and rest them on an overhead hanger in my bathroom so that the cat doesn't eat them. But yeah, so that was my unboxing from Josh's Frogs. All of these plants have been in my house now for a couple of weeks, so I thought that if I waited to put the video up for a little bit, I'd be able to give you guys a much better you know, update on how the plants are doing. So if you're thinking about ordering from Josh's Frogs, I definitely recommend them. I think that their customer service is really good. I did end up putting in another order because, again, I have problems. I will keep you guys updated. I will definitely do another plant unboxing, and I will try to do it with good lighting so I can just show you the action, you know, as it happens. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you are enjoying the plant videos, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. If this isn't really your thing, but you're watching it anyway, I appreciate you. I think that's awesome. And I do have a couponing video coming up, as well as some other things that I have in mind that I haven't done yet on this channel that I think will be helpful to people trying to budget, trying to make good meals for their family, trying to get through this thing we call life without going crazy. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.